Hey everybody, and welcome back. I've had a few people ask about Old Pickle here and how I came across this bus, and I'm gonna go do a quick walk around. They've asked to see kind of a good, bad, and the ugly of this bus, and so we're gonna do just that today. This is a 58 panel that I had the pleasure, I guess, of bringing home, hauling home. It is probably the roughest car I have ever owned that is not being used for parts. It does have its good and bad. So these, actually you can't even see the bulb. The bulb itself actually says VW on the headlight. And the sun is glaring so bad you can't see it. The good is, usually this area here, even though this one's really crunchy and rusty, we got great sunlight today, so you can really see how bad it is, especially the seal around the window corner there. It's not rusted out. It's not through. It was seeping through and starting to leak through a little bit, but it's not completely gone. And the area up top, where normally you would see it completely gone and the rail gone, is not. In fact, my double cab is rusted out up here in a couple of places. The front nose, this lovely little lap over method here, is just great. It is press bumper and they are both there. I plan to do a cyclops light to the top of it. Windshield's cracked on one side. I do have a spare. Came with a spare. Yeah, so we walk around the back. I was notified by an app that this bus was 1 mile from where I was located. It popped up on my feed, and so I normally would not go buy one this bad, but it was 1 mile, so I went and looked at it, and I made an offer. The guy had a price listed, and I made an offer where, of course, I lowballed him, fully expecting him not to even entertain it. Ice pick door handles are great, right? And he said, if you can have it out of here tomorrow, I would think about it. And since I just worked down the road, I said, well, that I can do. Check that out. It's punkalicious. Punkalicious. When your patch panels are wearing out, it's bad. So I came back the next day, put it on a trailer, and brought it home knowing it was going to sit for some time because I didn't have the time to get to it. So this was, sorry, the camera's not cooperating. There we go. This, I knew it was going to be about a year. It's February the 3rd, and I purchased this bus, I believe, in May of last year. Whoops. We're going to get into some sun glare here. Try to keep you out of it. It does have the clear needle speedo. It's reading 53. Losing power there. It's reading 53,000 original miles. Now, whether or not that's true, I don't know. I do love when somebody labels what things are. Hey, thanks for the sticker, VW Life. Most of my subscribers probably subscribe to them, but if you don't, check them out. Got a great channel. And on my stickers, I always just put my sticker on a magnet. So then I could put it anywhere in my bus. So thanks, guys. Appreciate that. And I haven't cleaned it or done anything to it. This is as I got it. The only thing we've done is make it run. All the original door panels and kick plates are there, though. That's pretty cool. And, you know, I'm going to try some kind of like paper mesh or fiber mesh to try to salvage those panels. I think I could save them. I know, I'm crazy. Little punk up here. We're just taking on a little water moisture. I don't know how well this is going to turn out, but I realized in that previous video I shot, it didn't get a real good picture of the inside of the doors. And there's rust there, but they're not completely rusted out. So that's good. Shouldn't have to rebuild those. It does have all the original slots on it, the slotted rims, and they are the correct year. So I assume those are the original rims for this guy. And then a little bit better shot of the dash maybe without the sun glare coming in at us. And this isn't wet, it's just where the old panel got wet and it's all ripped off. That first layer of paper is just kind of ripped off of there. And the seat upholstery appears to be the original upholstery. I probably it's so dry rotted though. Look at that. I'm barely pulling on it. It's just pulling right off. This bottom one looks like it has a seat cover on it. That's not original, but I bet you the original's under there. So I'll probably do something funky with like a section of couch leather or something like that. Let me get up in here. So it's a little punky. That looks like Bondo. You know, they probably used it to stop leaks or something. Sun visor is pretty cool. I'm pretty anxious to get going on it. And then the passenger door I can't get open. I think I mentioned that. So I probably will have to take that latch off of there. It looks like the door's in pretty good shape behind that panel though. The door is kind of sprung partway open. And it looks like the bottom of it isn't rusted out on the other side, so from what you can see anyway. The back hatch, I had to take that lock off of there to get the door open. A little crunchy, but all in all, pretty cool little bus. Layers of paint just peel off of there. Yeah, if every layer came off that easy, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? And obviously these are all leaking. Need redone. Stoked. Check out this little detail right here. So yeah, pretty excited about this one. Just lots of time. And money. Hopefully we can do it on a budget. Lovely side windows. The awesome thing is, none of them are the same size. So when I patch those suckers in and re-weld them, yeah, they're all going to be different. Custom. They did at least were courteous enough to leave me a little lip to weld to, I guess. Back's not terrible. The wheel well on this side's actually not too bad on the driver's side. There's a little Bondo and patch there, but the original metal is actually under it. Over there, however, you can see we've pumped all the way through. And somebody has just put flat steel down over top of the original floor. Original floor is still there. Not much of it, but it's still there. Doors are in pretty decent shape. I'll walk you around on the other side and show you those. So, let me get positioned here and I'll lift the seat up and show you behind the seat. I just looked down on the seat. I don't know if anyone saw this when I was buzzing through here before. The glare was so bad, probably not. Anybody know what that is? It's the original tool roll. And there's still something in there. Looks like a spark plug wrench, but it looks like the wrong one. Wrong size. It looks little. That's kind of cool. There's a hubcap in here too, which you can always use those. Get a big rust hole. Gonna be lots of those. Let's see if I can get this up. Oh, there's a shoe. Anybody need that? Toe strap. Big hole cut here, probably for a, in the bulkhead, probably for a gas heater, I presume. Yeah, that's probably what that was for. Some kind of heat. Look at the paint though, how nice it is back here. Why can't the whole thing be that way? And you don't get it for that price if it is, I guess. See if I can get this door open a little more. It's under here. Mouse nest. Shocking, I know. Doesn't look too bad up here. It does have a manual choke. I think it's this guy. Yeah, because we pulled that when we were starting it. Do I dare look under here? Yeah, patch panel. Want to go back there and look around? Let's do it. Oh, I should probably show you the package tray. Pretty crunchy. You'll be surprised how nice that cleans up though once I get going on it. Oil can bring back a lot. And you can see I was talking about that dash is pretty rough right there. Not through though. It's solid. I know it doesn't look like it in the film, but it is. Yeah, let's walk to the back and around the other side. Here's the back looking in. Looks like they've patched a couple of galvanized panels over that as well. Not sure what that big hunk of welded steel right there is for. Kind of weird. Not in terrible shape back here. Pretty decent. I'm gonna go up to the hatch. Got a couple of rust holes, but not terrible. These taillights are off of, I think, a Ford Fairlane. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, somebody. But they kept the original Volkswagen holes, and those just go in the holes. They didn't drill any new holes other than to put them on the car, so only the small screw hole is a different hole. While we're back here, I'll take this out. I know if you watch the engine start, I'm sure you remember seeing how bad this guy was on the backside. I just can't believe how much of the original Dub Blue still looks good compared to what the rest of the car looks like. Kind of crazy, really. And again, these areas here I've just worked with a little bit of steel wool. I didn't even use goof off or anything. I just worked it with a little steel wool and a scraper, paint scraper. This is the good side. Step back here. I can't get the passenger door open yet. I haven't really tried much. Like I said, it's just sat for most of the time that I have had it, except for what you have seen. That is all I have done. Oh, by the way, I picked up that roof rack for $1 at an auction. How cool is that? It does have the church key gas door and duct lid. And I don't have a church key, so I think I'm going to use... Well, I'll keep that a secret. You'll see. I'm going to make one. But underneath here, you can see you got some old Dub Blue peeking through. Bondo Mondo. Again, I think somebody had a gas heater in it. But the roof has no holes except for there are two above the drivers. You can see the sunlight coming through right there. And I think that was either a whip antenna for a CB. There's two on the other side. I don't know if it was a whip antenna or some kind of roof rack on there. There aren't any in the back, so it'd be kind of weird for it to be a roof rack. Told you, this is the good side. Keep that in mind. I did not know when I started working on the deck lid. Apparently that is a 1 year only deck lid. Again, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But 58 was a flat engine deck lid, I guess they call it, or something to that effect. Doors are decent. I'll be able to work with that. We can repair those. Rockers are shot. I'd crawl under it, but with all the snow melting, I would be a muddy mess. I'm just saying, you know. I sometimes get ahead of myself in seeing a project through and find pieces that I'm going to use later on. This light I bought at the same auction for $1 that I got the Cyclops light at. It's really not a Cyclops light, but I'm going to make it one. Jumping the gun a little on that though. It's going to be a long time before that's needed. Again, the rain gutter is in excellent shape. It's dirty and the edge has a lot of dust and crud on it, but it's really pretty good. And this paint's really in great shape. Let me put that gate down. I'll show you what the back of it looks like. So I have found that if you just scrape on the back where it's kind of flaking off, find a spot kind of like that. If you can get under that, it comes off really easy. And then you can just take a little bit of steel wool and just kind of work that white. I don't know if that's a primer or what it is, but it comes off pretty easily. So that's kind of my plan for the back. This up here is all just lithium grease. And it's actually, looks like it's actually working pretty well to peel off some paint. Who knew? I lithium greased that before I opened the hinge. Didn't want to break it unnecessarily. So that is Old Pickle, 1 mile from where I worked. And the guy said he had about 20 people coming that night to look at it. I asked him to give me an hour for the hour drive home. He said he would do so. I called him back after thinking about it, told him I would take it. And that's what I ended up with. Again, I'd show you the bottom, but you trust me, if you stick with me, you're going to get to see plenty of that. My plan is to put it up on a rotisserie, pull it back into the bay that the Beetle is in, put it on a rotisserie, and get busy welding. I guess there's 3 holes up there. It had to be a roof rack or a whip antenna. So again, stick with me. We'll get going on this one this year. It's going to be several years. I'd like to have it yard driving by this time next year. Not in any hurry. We're going to jump over on this guy, weld some doorpost in too. So that's Old Pickle. Thanks for watching, everybody. Just thought I should mention, in case you didn't know and you haven't watched any of the other videos, Pickle got his name from my then 3-year-old son. And so we tend to stick with things when a kid names them, so Pickle it is. So that looks pretty awesome on there. I mentioned before someone said that this 58 was a 1 year only deck lid, and I was like, well, what's the difference? I don't see the difference. And then I got to looking at mine and looking at this one and looking at mine, and if you'll notice, there's a lip right here that is not on this one. Also, the angle here is different than the angle there. Let me back off. Now you see it? Who knew? Are you ready to sing a tisket a tasket? Okay, let's do it.
A tisket, a tasket, a green and yellow basket. I wrote a letter to my love, and on the way I dropped it. I dropped it, I dropped it, and on the way I dropped it. A little boy picked it up and put it in his pocket.
Yay!